Hello, hi, this is Doreen Muzaki once again, and if it's your first time to log into my channel, kindly hit that subscribe button and also the notification bell so you don't miss out on any of my new uploads that I will be bringing right here on this channel. Okay? Today I just want to talk about some of the things that we can do to beat the procrastinator in our lives, or the procrastination pattern in our lives. It's a really rampant pattern that is happening to managers. It's happening in our homes, in our workplaces, at church, in the mosques, everywhere that we go. We somehow, for some reason, we find ourselves pushing things to the next day, to the next month, next week, next year. And that has caused us to lose out on so many things. So today, let's beat the procrastinator. The first thing that we can do in order to overcome the procrastination pattern is being nice to ourselves. How are we going to be nice to ourselves? By forgiving ourselves of whatever did not work out in the past. We beat ourselves and condemn ourselves for whatever failures that have happened in the past. We are going to deny ourselves the opportunity to venture into new things that could happen, that could cause us to break through. Okay? Because you're dwelling on the past to define the present, and I think that was a mistake I made. Using the past to define the present, like, what if it does this? What if? So we need to let go of the past failures and launch ourselves into opportunities that are going to allow us attain new things. The second thing that can help us to overcome the procrastination pattern is avoiding things that cause us to lose focus. Distractors. One of the things that would cause me to procrastinate in some of the things that I do is I love watching TV because sometimes I want to be informed of what is happening around me. But of course, you and I know that too much of everything is what? Bad. The point I'm making here is avoid things that distract you from attending to whatever things or assignments or tasks, okay, that need your attention. Because once you get a distractor, it steals your time away. And once it steals some of your time that you were supposed to dedicate to that particular task, you will find that you're having limited time for that task, and before you know it, you won't be able to accomplish it. That is, if you're able to start. You might fail to accomplish it, and before you're pushing it to another day. Say, I'll finish it tomorrow. You're procrastinating. So overcome that by moving away from distractors. So I decided that I'm only going to watch TV when I am done with whatever I have planned to do in that particular day. So I first prioritize. When I'm done with all my priorities, then I will also say, okay, where are you, my distractor? And then I sit and watch. Number 3, adopt the minute rule. When I talk about the minute rule is, set some minutes for you to do a particular task or assignment. If you feel like you don't have the guts to start, tell yourself, okay, I'm going to do this thing for at least 10 minutes. And once the 10 minutes have ended, I will stop. Whether I've finished or not, I will stop. The minute rule is going to help you to gain momentum. Once you've gained momentum, of course, you will be able to take the task from start to finish. I could give an example. I love reading books, but for some reason, I found myself so busy, and even my husband is kind of busy. So all of us were busy that there's this particular book that we wanted to read. We bought it, but it was in the shelf. We were not able to read it. So we reached time and how do we read this? Because it's good for our marriage. It is a book that talks about building a healthy marriage. So we are like, now what do we do? What do we do to read this book? Because it seems to be having the information that we need, or the knowledge that we need in order to nourish our marriage. So this is what we decided, that we are only going to, out of the busy schedules that we are having in the day, before close of day, we need to set up aside 10 minutes to read at least 1 or 2 pages of that book. And we decided like that, and we started. Munange, when we started, you can start reading 10 minutes, you find that 10 minutes can even elapse when you still want to keep reading. A fourth thing that we can do in order to overcome the procrastination pattern is in what they call, it's in adopting a certain proverb. The proverb says, eat the elephant beetle every morning. And this was instituted by Francis of Assisi. In saying this, in eating the elephant beetle every morning, Francis meant that when you have something of high urgency that you wouldn't want to push to another day, but yet you feel this thing may seem somewhat complex for you to do, you need to start by doing that particular thing every day, every time you begin your day. Okay, you need to give priority to things that call for urgency once you're beginning your day. Because guess what? When you're starting the day in the morning, you're much more fresher than you are in the evening. So because you're fresh and you have good vibes, you've woken up with new energies, you need to start with those things that may seem somewhat complex to do and yet urgent for you. Because once you finish it, you will find that you have this peace of mind. You've gotten rid of that negative chattering that will keep reminding you didn't finish that. You didn't finish that. And also in the process, you will not be able to push it to another day, which means that you will have broken the procrastinator in you. You will have beaten the procrastinator in you, okay? By eating the elephant beetle first thing in the morning. So go eat that elephant beetle. You could drop me a comment right below and let me know of what you think about eating that elephant beetle. However complex, however big it may look, you need to start. However long, okay, however complex the task may look, however, for as long as it calls for urgency, attend to it first thing in the morning before you execute other things or before you attend to other things. That's the point. The other thing that I want to talk about that can help us overcome this procrastinator, beat this procrastinator, is somehow related to the first come, first serve. Yes, in fact, it's adopting the first come, first serve mentality. This I can attest to a shopkeeper where I normally go to buy milk. This gentleman here can have quite a number of customers on his shop, but trust me, I don't know how he does it, but he ends up serving each and every one of us. So a child will come, wants a sweet. I will come, I want milk. The other person will come, they want flour. But this particular gentleman will not attend to many people at a time. No, he will attend to one person at a go. He will give this one, if the one who wants a sweet came first, he will first attend to that one. Give them their sweet. Give them their pocket change. Then after they know they are done with them, then he comes to you who wants milk and also works on you, gives you back change. Then he goes to another one who wants flour. First come, first serve. This will help us to not juggle between so many things at a time, okay? Now I'm speaking to people who have the shiny object syndrome. if you have the shiny object syndrome and you adopt the first come first serve mentality, it will help you to not over juggle with so many balls at a time. You will first deal with one ball, deal with the task that you started, bring it to accomplishment, and then take up on another task. Okay? Although it's good to have so many ideas, but write them down. The new ones, write them down on a notepad, or on a memo, on your phone somewhere, or your laptop. Let them be there. But first attend to this particular project that you began with. Once you begin with, because people with the shiny object syndrome have a mentality of starting things and then putting a pause when the things have reached the middle, and then start other things again. So for you to avoid pausing projects or assignments, start with the first thing, bring it to accomplishment, and then go begin another one. The other thing is for the perfectionists. If you know you're a perfectionist, because of course you've set certain standards of how you want things to be, you take long to start. So if you have a difficulty in starting, which means that you keep pushing things because of your difficulty in starting, set timelines for yourself. Once you set timelines, be like an examiner. In an examination room, there is a time for starting an exam and time for finishing it. Set a timeline. It will help you to know when to start what and when to finish it. Okay? Because once you've set a timeline, it will remind you, it will be like a reminder you have to start. And please, when you've decided that I want to start at 8, please start at 8. And when you're to finish at 4, make sure you start at 8 so you can finish at 4. But once you say, I want to start at 8 and you start at 10, you will definitely not finish at the reasonable ending time, the one that you were made, the planned ending time, because of how you've delayed to start. So delaying in start will also cause you delay in finishing, which will automatically mean that you're going to push things to the other day and you will be procrastinating. And the issue here is to overcome the procrastinator in you. So if you've said you're going to start at 8, start at 8 and finish at 4, if that's what you had planned. If you said I'm starting at 7 and I'm finishing at 11, please do that. Don't change on your starting time, and don't change, because once you change on your starting time, you will automatically have changed your ending time, and which will affect you in one way or another, because you will have to push things to another hour or another day. To avoid that, let's start on time and end on time. There are so many things that we could do in order to overcome the procrastination patterns that we face in our daily lives. But these are some of the few that I have talked about. But if you know some of the other things that we could do in order to beat the procrastinators in us, kindly drop me a comment right there below and let us share the knowledge so that we can have the power to fight these procrastination patterns and emerge as successful cycle breakers. Give me a thumbs up if you've liked this video, and also share to a friend, a loved one, a neighbor. Thank you for watching me. Have a nice time. Bye bye.